Hey, baseball fans. It is Wednesday, August the 15th. It's 9:47. I am wrapping up some things. I just wanted to give you an update. Still kicking. Just got done with physical therapy. I actually had an appointment yesterday at the doctor's because my other shoulder was giving me issues. Come to find out, I just have an early onset diagnosis of arthritis in my shoulder. So never thought arthritis would be given the thumbs up, because at least it's not another surgery. So we're getting there. Also, I just wanted to mention that I just watched Michael Wilbon and his comment about DeGrom saying, I don't care about your ERA, you just need to win games, or something to that effect. And I'm not a big Wilbon fan. I'm not a big Tony Kornheiser fan. I do like Pardon the Interruption. Around the Horn can be obnoxious. But the thing with some of these shows is it's scripted. You know, they'll go and they'll say some things and it'll be off the top of their head, or they'll ad-lib some of the things. But one co-host takes this position and then the other co-host takes another position. And a lot of times it's not even really what they truly think. It's just for the sake of ratings and views and comedic effect, which there's hardly any of that. But I think Wilbon has got to be the biggest knucklehead in the world, to actually borrow his term, knucklehead. Or maybe that's what Tony says. I don't know. But to say ERA does not matter is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. There are so many factors, and you guys can agree. I've even talked to some of you on Twitter when we go back and forth about sabermetrics and all these updated stats that I'm still not too keen on. I think there's a lot of work to be done. We can use sabermetrics to supplement some of the older statistics, in my opinion. I think many of you disagree, but that's the beauty of all this. But to say that ERA does not matter it's silly. It's nonsensical. There are so many factors that go into if a pitcher gets a win. Now, I know Brian Kenny talked about, do we kill the win? I don't know. I don't think we do, but I do see his point. But I'm not completely sold on it. But the win that a pitcher gets is not completely, sometimes it's not his fault if he doesn't get the win, and sometimes if he does get the win, it's also not because of how he pitched or how good he pitched, because he didn't pitch very well. It's just he only let up 6 runs and the other team scored 7 by the time they pulled him in the 5th or 6th inning. So there are so many factors that go into winning a game, and with a pitcher that's keeping his ERA as low as DeGrom has, if you're, I think it's below 2. I could be wrong on that. I haven't been keeping it as up to date on baseball stats because my TVs, my computers are all packed away, which kind of stinks. But I do what I can. But he's got a low ERA. And to say that he's not getting the wins doesn't take away from the fact of how good he's pitching. You've got poor defense. You've got poor offense. You've got, no camaraderie, or no one's getting along in the dugout or the bullpen. I don't know of any particular thing that's happened that's caused that, but that stuff exists. You've got this environment. You have this culture, this atmosphere within the dugout and the locker room that if it's not there, it takes away from people's ability to go out there and do their best. Because why? Other than for themselves. It's kind of, there's not a team there. It's kind of hard. Let's win one for the team. Well, what team? And as I said that, I think that's a quote from Remember the Titans. Great movie, by the way. But I just wanted to comment on that, and that sometimes I think these hosts on these TV shows, whether it's ESPN, MLB Network, NFL Network, they say things a lot of times for shock factor or just to drum up more interest because maybe it's a slow day. But for him to say that, and if he truly means it, that's just ignorant. I think he should just stick to basketball and football. It seems to be that's what ESPN does, and they feel that the NFL and NBA is the only sports that exist. But let's leave, MLB talk to MLB Network, or just a couple of, that's I think they do a great job. That's kind of all I watch now. So anyway, let me know what you think. I'm going to go ahead and post this later, probably today. I'm waiting to go into Best Buy here. I'm a big Nintendo fan, so I'm going to see if there's any Switch games on sale. Gives me something to do while I'm having my house being shown. Offer should come around noon today. It's going to be great. I think there's a lot on the offer. There's a great market here in Raleigh as I prepare for my move out to Denver. So maybe one of these times, these pop-ups, I'll call this a pop-up. I'll throw in a knuckleball trivia and keep you guys, your brains moving and grinding. But until then, see ya!